In late May, Chinese forces objected to Indian road construction in the Galwan River valley, due to which Chinese and Indian troops engaged in aggressive melee, face-offs, and skirmishes at locations along the line of actual control or the LAC. Things took a turn for the worse when melee fighting on 15-16 June resulted in the deaths of 20 Indian soldiers and unconfirmed number of Chinese soldiers. Media reports stated that soldiers were taken captive on both sides and released in the coming few days. On the Indian side, 10 soldiers were reported to have been taken captive, while the Chinese numbers remain unconfirmed. The Galwan Valley skirmish led to a lot of protests by Indian people calling for a boycott of Chinese products. In the following days, various types of actions were taken by the Indian government on the economic front, including cancellation and additional scrutiny of certain contracts with Chinese firms, and calls were also made to stop the entry of Chinese companies into strategic markets in India, such as the telecom sector. India also gave China, which is known for its internet censorship, also known as the Great Firewall of China, a taste of its own medicine by banning a dozen of Chinese apps, including TikTok, the famous short video sharing app. India did not just stop with economic sanctions and banning Chinese apps. It also sped up the construction of infrastructure projects along the border by hiring additional 12,000 workers. This has incensed the Chinese, with Beijing not agreeing to move its army back to where it was before the escalation. Meanwhile, Indian government also acted quickly to secure defense deals like early acquisition and induction of French-made Rafale jets. Indian Defense Minister Rajnath Singh also made a quick trip to Russia for securing vital supplies in a deal worth thousands of crores. China suffered another setback when Russia suspended deliveries of the S-400 air defense system due to the age-old Chinese practice of stealing intellectual property and then copying it. Following all this, China still did not learn its lesson, and the PLA did another incursion into the Depsang Plains. Chinese presence 18 km inside India's side of the LAC, 30 km southeast of DSDBO Road on the Y junction or the bottleneck at Depsang Plains, was reported by Indian media on 25th June 2020, who described movement of troops, heavy vehicles and military equipment. After these incursions, the Indian Navy deployed a warship in the South China Sea while maintaining close contact with the US Navy carrier strike group already deployed in the South China Sea. This led to the recent failed incursion on 29-30th August at the Pangong Tso Lake Heights, where the PLA suffered a major setback as the Indian Army, on high alert, noticed the movement of PLA blocked them from moving further into Indian territory. After these incursions, Indian government made another digital strike on China when it banned 118 Chinese apps on 1st September, including the famous mobile game PUBG.